A little razzle-dazzle, Auburn wide receiver commit Perry Thompson takes the pitch, showing off his arm, and throws to a wide-open Coomer Hermdez for a 33-yard touchdown. The Lions are roaring tonight.
All right, Bakers, Josh Flowers back to pass. He rolls right and under some pressure, lets it fly. He's got a man in triple coverage. It's Jalen Morris coming down with a spectacular catch. That's good for 50. And with that, 1st and 10 starts now.
Welcome into the season premiere of 1st and 10. I'm Emily Cochran, but before we get started, all of us here want to wish Stephen Moody a happy birthday. Stephen is off tonight, but will make his debut next week.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday, Stephen. Hustle and Hal Sherrick here. We'll do the best to hold down the fort while you're out celebrating. So let's get down to business and head out to Spartan Stadium, where Saraland is hosting Lipscomb Academy in our Fox 10 Game of the Week.
Now, the Mustangs are a Tennessee powerhouse right outside of Nashville, and they're coming down to take on our reigning 6A state champs. Saraland has an endless amount of offensive weapons at their disposal, and it'll be interesting to see how these two teams match up.
That's right. Dacian Smith has been there catching all the action for us tonight. He joins us live from Saraland. Dacian, there was a lot of hype leading up to this one. I can't wait to hear how this one turned out between these two state champs.
Hey, absolutely right. There was a lot of hype going into this one. Saraland and Lipscomb Academy doing battle on the big stage here on ESPN. Now, really, both of these teams are known for their high-powered offenses, and early on, defense was the story, but this is very quickly turning into a classic. The Coast Guard getting things kicked off with a flyover as the Saraland Spartans begin their defense of the 6A state title against Lipscomb Academy. It's a defensive battle early on until KJ Lacey finds a wide open Jordan Dees, who hauls it in near midfield for the first down. Then on the next play, Sante McWilliams finds a hole and breaks loose for about 20 yards and another Spartan first down. That sets up this 33-yard field goal to give Saraland a 3-0 lead after the first quarter. But the Mustangs strike back on the first play of the second. Deuce Knight throws a screen pass to Micah Burton down the sideline. Burton slips a tackle, and he is gone for a 69-yard touchdown to give his team a 7-3 lead. But here come the Spartans. Lacey waits and hits his favorite target, Ryan Williams, cutting across the field. Williams keeps his balance and cuts upfield for a big first down to take back some momentum. On 4th down, Lacey fits this throw in a tight window, and C.D. Gill hauls it in for the first down to keep the drive alive. The Mustangs defense would hold, and the Spartans kick another field goal to pull within one, and the Mustangs take a 7-6 lead into halftime. And things would certainly heat up in the second half. This was roughly about 3 minutes in game time ago. Lipscomb Academy trying to answer back to that touchdown, but Jamison Curtis comes up with the scoop and score all the way back to the house. Saraland now leading by 10 late in the fourth quarter. That score right now, 24-14, Spartans leading at home. Now we're going to take you to some live action here. We're at about 2 minutes, 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Mustangs still trying to answer back. It's second down right now. Again, that score 24-14 right now. You see the Mustangs getting lined up. They're deep in the red zone. Let's see if Saraland can hold this lead. Here we go. Oh, and that pass is incomplete, so we're getting ready to come up on third down. Now, if you take a look over here real quick, this is the home side for Saraland. This place has been absolutely raucous all night as they cheer on their team. Again, Saraland did trail by 1 going into halftime. They have answered back, again, with that 10-point lead. Crowd definitely getting on their feet as we get ready for this big third down play here, as the Spartans try and ice this game away with another defensive stop. Saraland defense has really come on in the second half, making life difficult for Lipscomb Academy. So here goes the play call. Lipscomb Academy getting to the line. It looks like the Mustangs actually having to call a timeout with the play clock rolling down. Nope, not a timeout. It was a delay of game. So this third down try going to be a little bit harder. Hustle and Hal, Emily, I'm going to send it back to you. I'm going to stick out here and see how this game ends.
Absolutely. You have got a barn burner going on. I figured it would be like that. Appreciate it, and we'll have to check back in a little while. Coach Kelly and his Spartans, you know, they're looking to start region play next week, but they've got a job to do still tonight, don't they? They do, absolutely. What a game coming down to the wire here. Yeah, we've got some more region games going on just down the road. A big one going on Old Shell Road, too. Yeah, that's right, Hal. St. Paul's at UMS-Wright for the Battle of Old Shell Road. Saints second-year head coach Ham Barnett going head-to-head with the Bulldogs coaching legend Terry Curtis. Former UMS running back Cole Blaylock is now at South Alabama, and senior Joe Lott has stepped into that quarterback position. So how will the offense fare tonight against St. Paul's? Let's find out. St. Paul's taking on UMS. UMS runs out at home to kick off the season. Braxton Bird hands off to Anthony Frazier for an 8-yard gain to the UMS 15-yard line. Braxton Bird, he's going to look for Anthony Tank Jones now for St. Paul's. They are in the end zone. The TD is 7-0. St. Paul's student section, they are liking what they're seeing. Fourth down for UMS. Bo Wills gets the first down but fumbles. St. Paul's Javoris Stone, he recovers that one. And let me tell you, Terry Curtis, he is not liking that. Joe Lott runs right in for UMS and goes airborne. Oh, he's taken off. Goes airborne to get into the end zone for the touchdown. Late second quarter, Braxton Bird passes to Walter Hensley for an 18-yard gain. Big gain right there. Anthony Frazier, he's going to run in for 3 yards for another St. Paul's TD with only 28 seconds left in the half. Now the final in this one, St. Paul's comes out with a big win, 14-7 over UMS-Wright in the Battle of Old Shell Road. All right, now heading to West Mobile for another big matchup, Baker and Theodore. Former region rivals, but the Bobcats now in 6A. Head coach Steve Mass back in Region 1 and at the helm for the Bobcats, who are coming off a semifinal appearance last year. Coach Steve Norman and the Hornets coming off a playoff appearance of their own. Roll the highlights, David. Let's take a look. All right, Coach Bask back, as I mentioned, for his first time back. Mobile County as head coach. Opening possession, Blaine Munson. Baker attempting a field goal. It's blocked, though, by Theodore. They pick it up and try to bring it back. He's brought out 0-0. Now Josh Flowers back for Baker. Rolls out to the right, lets it fly. Who's there? Jalen Morris in triple coverage. Up, makes the grab. That would lead to a field goal in the second quarter, putting Baker up 3-0. Now Flowers finds Morris again on another drive. Another TD right there, 15-0 Baker at the half. And the final in this one, Theodore 20, Baker 36 at home. Now we head on over to another big non-region matchup. Mary G. Montgomery taking on the Williamson Lions at Ladd-Peebles Stadium. Last season when the two teams met, Williamson took the close 21-20 win in that one. The Lions coming off a playoff appearance last year, while the Vikings won their last 6 games of the regular season and had a playoff appearance of their own. But who will get that win tonight? Let's take a look. We're going to head on over to Ladd, where the Lions will play at home for one more season. Eventually, they're going to have their very own stadium. But they're going to take the field here. MGM quarterback Jared Hollins connects with Brandon Simmons, and his team makes a hole. He takes off down the sideline for a big gain before he's brought down just short of the end zone. The very next play, it's a direct snap to the senior, Shondell Harris. He stretches out for the touchdown. They draw blood first, 7-0. Turnover on downs gets the Vikings the ball back. Jared Hollins from the shotgun. He dives into the end zone, extending that lead for MGM. Another turnover on downs gets the Vikings the ball back. A chance to extend their lead here. Hollins takes the snap, hands off to running back Troy Flowers. He's outside in the end zone for the touchdown. Now the final in this one, MGM comes out with a big win, 41-2 over the Williamson Lions. All right, Athens Academy coming on to take Mobile Christian. Mobile Christian taking the field. It's a new turf field to open the football season. Now Athens with the ball. Hampton Johnson passes to Michael Moore, but the big pick right there, it'll come back 20 yards. And could Mobile Christian capitalize on that pick? Well, let's take a look. It's Michael Moore with the ball. Moore would fight his way into the end zone. Yes, The turnover leads to the TD, and Mobile Christian on top 7-zip. Now deja vu for Athens, another pick right here, this time by Carson Cooper, the second pick in the first quarter for Mobile Christian. That would set up another TD. Jason Todd gets the handoff and fights his way into the end zone. 14-zip at the half, and Mobile Christian go on to win this one big, 41-21.
We're just getting started here on 1st and 10, so don't go anywhere. Coming up, Excel taking on BC Reign in their brand new stadium.
That's right, and then we'll head over to the Lip where McGill-Toolen hosted Catholic Montgomery. Could the Jackets hold off the Knights at home? All that and more when 1st and 10 returns.
The 1st and 10 game of the week is sponsored by Green and Phillips. Captioning on Fox 10 is sponsored by Florida Blue.
All right, for a Region 2 champs, Catholic Montgomery making the trip south tonight to take on McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets. McT coming off a mediocre season last year, just 5-5, looking for a good start tonight. Let's check out the action. All right, student section's decked out, bright pink and neon colors tonight to open up this 2023 season. Caleb McCreary Montgomery has trouble taking the snap. McGill's Jay Gonzalez falls on it for the Jackets. Now later in the second quarter, McCreary Montgomery throws this one. That's Javontion Pierce who makes a great catch for the first down, moving the chains. McGill's defense standing strong. Josh Griffin gets manhandled. Has nowhere to go. That's a loss right there. But Catholic Montgomery does finally score. This time McCreary keeps, and he makes it into the end zone. Up by 7 right there. And let's go to the final here. Catholic Montgomery comes down and gets the win, 21-zip over McGill.
Now we head on over to Foley for a battle of the Lions. Prattville coming to town to find out who's the true king of the jungle. Last season when the two teams met, Prattville took the win in that one 34-20, but Foley won't go quietly tonight. Kicking off at Ivan Jones Stadium, the Foley Lions taking the field. Prattville's first possession, Donovan Arrington powers through the defensive line, and he is gone all the way. Nothing but grass in front of him. They will not catch him. It's a 60-yard touchdown. Prattville Lions up first, 8-0. Foley's next possession, Colton Nero doing what he does, powering over defenders for a nice gain. A little razzle-dazzle. Nero gets the handoff, hands it off to Perry Thompson on a reverse, but Thompson throws it to a wide-open Cooper Hearn says for a touchdown. Foley within a point, 8-7. Student section, they are loving it. On the next possession, the Prattville quarterback throws into coverage, and Foley's Gregory McGowan picks it off and takes it down to the 10-yard line. But 2 plays later, Perry Thompson carries around the left side, loses his helmet, falls right off and into the end zone to put Foley up 14-8 later in the first quarter. And the final, it's actually fourth quarter here. Foley up big, 45-19 over Prattville.
All right, Escambia County headed over to Cottage Hill Christian. Warriors being greeted. Let's take the action here. Escambia County get on the board first. Nice run, reaching for the pylon. That's Amari Williams. Up 7-zip right there. Cottage Hill trying to make something happen, but Shadrick Tootle he'd pick off. He'd get picked off, and guess who that is? That's once again Amari Williams with the big play. Warriors trying to make something happen after halftime. This run by Tootle. He gets a first down, gets the chains moving. Then LaCedric Craig powers it in right up to the goal line. Couldn't quite get in. Held to a field goal. And the final in this one, Escambia County 20, Cottage Hill Christian 9.
Now we head on over to the floor where Hal and I spent the afternoon in their brand new stadium for high school game day. Tonight they're going head to head with the Chickasaw Chieftains. The Floor Rattlers QB Joshua Scott passes to Ashton Yates, and he's looking for a touchdown here, but it is no good, incomplete. Chickasaw running back Kyrie Shakur runs it in for the touchdown. In the first quarter, they get on the board first. Now the Floor quarterback Joshua Scott, he's going to keep it. Misses some defenders, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Now Joshua Scott passes, looks for his wide receiver, finds him. McGill-Fleming, he's in for the touchdown late in the second quarter. In the final in this one, LaFleur comes out with the big win, 33-6 over Chickasaw in their home opener.
Alberta heading over to Bayside Academy tonight, taking on the Admirals. All right, big cheer by the fans there. Now Alberta's Brady Cole Harrison. That's Cole Ulrich, tackled by Bayside's defense, bringing up second down. Now here, Riley Harrison punts the ball on fourth down, but it's blocked by Bayside's Monroe Pardon. Now Pardon and Dimitri Tate celebrated there. Bayside Sammy Dunn tosses the ball to Tate. Moore rushes down the field. That's a touchdown, making it 9-zip Admirals at home. Bayside with the ball again. Sammy Dunn handing it off. That's Damian Tate. He'll get a first down, keep the chains moving, and Bayside picks up the big win on opening night at home against Alberta. 33-7 is your final.
Now to some action from last night. The Fairhope Pirates taking on the Spanish Fort Toros in a rematch from last season's Week 1. Pirates have a 3-0 lead, and the Toros quarterback Aiden Schamberger calls his own number, fighting his way in for the first touchdown with Spanish Fort Toros lead 7-3. A couple plays later, Nemo Hickson finds some space, spins off a tackle, and takes off inside the red zone to set the Toros up. Now Hickson getting the handoff and bolts to the end zone for the touchdown to give the Toros a 14-3 lead. With around 4 minutes left in the fourth, Fairhope's Desmond Thomas gets the handoff, breaks a couple of tackles, and he is off to the races. He is gone. They can't catch him. Nothing but green grass in front of him. 64 yards for the winning touchdown. The final in this one, Fairhope comes out with that win, 17-14 your final.
Another game from last night, St. Michael heading a few miles down the road to Gulf Shores. Captain shaking hands there before kickoff. Dolphins up 3-zip in the first quarter. Ronnie Royal takes the handoff, bounces outside, turns it up. Oh, he catches there, flies in the end zone, putting Gulf Shores up by 10 right there. Cheerleaders loving it. Later in the first, the Dolphins keeping it on the ground. That's Colin Wilson. Takes it around that left side. He's in for another touchdown. Dolphins spreading that lead to 17. Cardinals trying to fight back. Gunnar Rivers, that's to Brody Jones. Nice gain. The drive would end on the 2 after a couple incomplete passes to the end zone, unfortunately for the Cards. Right here, Gulf Shores, handoff to Colin Wilson again, and he's off to the races. Finally caught, but it looked like he was going to go all the way. They do manage to catch him after a 75-yard gain. That would lead to another Dolphins field goal. The final in this one, Gulf Shores 41, St. Michael's 20.
The Daphne Trojans taking on the Murphy Panthers at Ladd. Panthers' first-year head coach, Justin Hanna, looking for his first win in the blue and gold. Murphy quarterback James Holbrook hands it off to Jaden Edney, who comes around the edge for a nice gain before he's brought down at the 36-yard line. Now a turnover on downs gets the Trojans the ball back. Daphne quarterback Landon Snow throws it to the chest of his wide receiver John Davis for a big first down. That sets up the Trojans for a field goal. And the attempt is, guess what? It is no good. We are still tied up at 0-0. Murphy looking to get some points of their own on the board, this time with Jalen Edney. He stiff arms a defender and tiptoes down the sideline before he's pushed out of bounds. But the Panthers can't make it happen. Turnover on downs gets Daphne the ball back. And with less than a minute left to play in the half, look at this. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Murphy, the big Caleb East, and it's still tied up at 0-0 going into half. But the final in this one, Murphy falls 19-0 to the Daphne Trojans.
All right, and we've been waiting for this one, Emily. Look at this. We are in overtime at Spartan Stadium. We knew this was going to be a great game.
As expected, but we want a good game, though. That's what we're looking for, and we definitely got that tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we've had to wait a little longer to see how this one turns out. I'll tell you what, I'm sweating just watching all this action, and we've got a lot left to go. We're going to have more scores and highlights, of course, from across the region coming up.
We sure do. Coming up next.
And to Principal John Cardwell, we proudly present the pride of the Eastern Shore, the Fairhope High School Buccaneer Band.
All right, thanks a lot for the Fairhope Buccaneer Band right there. Fox 10 News out tailgating tonight at the Saraland game, a big crowd on hand. The Lipscomb Saraland game, a big crowd on hand. And we gave out some shirts, and people always like that.
A bunch of cool prizes. They love that. They had a blast hanging out with the Spartan faithful. Next week we'll be at Vigor High School as the Wolves play their first home game in that brand new on-campus stadium.
The Fox 10 First and 10 scoreboard is sponsored by Jack's.
All right, here it is, a true barn burner, but we do now have a final. Saraland 31-30. Saraland goes up. Ryan Williams of all folks, wouldn't you imagine? He gets the score. PAT good. Lipscomb comes back, scores, tries to tie it up again, and misses the extra point. Saraland Spartans get the huge win to kick their season off at home tonight.
What a game. No, it made for great television. Now let's take a look at some of the games on the schedule next week. McGill-Toolen will take on St. Paul's, and Hillcrest Evergreen making the trip to Mobile to play Davidson in the Warriors' new stadium.
And BC Rain will head to Vigor to take on the Wolves in their new stadium. Citronelle heads down to Gulf Shores to take on the Dolphins, and Baldwin County will head to Foley.
Thanks for being with us here on First and 10. We've had a great night of high school football, from non-region matchups to old rivalries to barn burners. It's been a fun week one down.
I'm telling you, what a great start to the season. Can't wait for the region play to start and see how our teams settle in to the season. Stay with us for the best in high school football next week.